Welcome to the second installment of Swift Takes on the Debate Venture podcast. This is Sam Swift, and I'm joined by Alec and Evan Kilstrom and Charlie Pattinson. And today we're going to be talking about our top three Netflix shows. So I'll throw this to Charlie if he wants to. I think we should go round robin maybe, and we each just give our top one and then go in order. So if you want to give your favorite one, and no spoilers, of course, but just say what you got.
Yeah, so just a quick caveat. Are we going to do only Netflix originals or just any show that's on Netflix?
I would say anything on Netflix. It's a series, yeah.
Okay, so my number one show on Netflix is Breaking Bad, which is also like one of my favorite shows ever, possibly the number one, about Walter White making some meth with Jesse Pinkman. And it's just one of the best shows ever made, and great cinematography, great story. Every episode is a heart attack. There's not much more to say. It's one of the best shows ever.
I'll chime in here because I
like it.
I also love Breaking Bad, but I almost prefer Better Call Saul over Breaking Bad.
I haven't gotten to that yet, but
you should watch Better Call Saul, but it's hard to tell. They're obviously shot like the exact same. It's just more around Saul Goodman rather than Walter White and Jesse. But you see a lot of the characters from Breaking Bad, and I don't know. It's good. I would say they're almost even for me, which is hard to say because Breaking Bad is such a phenomenal show. Have you guys seen that or Sam and Evan, have you guys seen that, or Charlie?
Not seen it.
Oh no.
I haven't watched from the start. I've seen like a couple episodes here and there when my parents were watching it, and I mean honestly, I watched probably about 5 episodes, but they're kind of random, so I didn't really follow it too much. But I thought the episodes were pretty good from what I saw.
Sure.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've only seen 3 shows ever, basically, and those 3 all happen to be on Netflix. I mean, aside from How I Met Your Mother and Pawn Stars, when Alec would watch it, I don't know however long ago, but we'd binge watch those downstairs. So, yeah.
And all 3 shows happen to be in your top 10.
Oh, those aren't in my top 3, but those 2. Sorry, those 2 are just like ones that I just remember watching. I mean,
well, no,
they're just iconic.
They're just iconic.
I'm talking about the 3 I watched.
But I'll just go to my number one. It'll be Stranger Things because that's the first show I ever watched on Netflix, and the cast is all like our age basically, and yeah, there's not much to say about it. I really like it. So
amazing show. That's also in my top 3.
Can I bring in a hot take and say that Stranger Things is overrated?
Oh.
I think okay.
I might just be uncultured. I mean, that's fair to say since I haven't watched a whole lot of like TV shows. I'll admit that.
It's more like the show started off so strong and progressively got worse and worse. And
except I
disagree because I thought
more than season 1 because
season 3 was good.
Season 3 was better than 2. I think it goes 1, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Oh God. I don't know. I don't agree with you guys. I'll go next. This isn't. I don't really have a particular order because it's kind of hard for me to put all these in order because I think they're just good in itself. But a show that I really enjoyed was Sed.
I
think I watched like the first episode, maybe.
I watched the first episode as well. Yeah, what's it about?
So, look, okay. So it's about like this awkward kid. I think they're like British. Like everyone's British. I can't remember actually, but
is it animated? For some reason, I feel like it's animated.
It's definitely not animated.
Not animated, but I feel like in the first episode there's like an animated cartoon scene or something. Maybe I'm thinking the wrong show, but
anyway, it's like a love story, which sounds super dumb. But
documentary.
What?
I thought it was like a documentary. I
no
way off on this.
No, so it's like this kid who's kind of awkward. He likes this girl, but his mom is like a sex educator, like she is like a sex coach. And so he just like, he's awkward and he has his mom that's like that. And he's trying to find love and he likes this girl. I don't know. I think you guys would really like it. It's a little more flagrant for some of your guys' taste, but it's got good humor. It makes you feel good in a way, but that came out so weird.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
No, but like it's like a feel good thing, like
sex ed.
No, but you know what I mean. It's like
So just to be clear, Alec.
Yo,
just to be clear, Alec he took health in high school, so it's not like he's likes it because he's got his information from it. But
hey, no.
All right, I'll go ahead.
Show.
I'll go ahead. All right, my number one show is Ozark. With it's a story with Wendy and Marty Bird, and then their two kids or whatever. And I'm not sure if you guys have watched it or not, but the premise basically is the dad, Marty, kind of gets mixed up with a Mexican drug cartel and has to move to Ozark, or the Ozark lake, or the Lake of the Ozarks. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I really enjoy it. It's got really good acting in my opinion for Netflix. Like, I watched this one just before I watched Outer Banks, and the drop off in acting was like, as far as like just the lighting in the show. So like, you definitely need to get your brightness up when you're watching it. But I thought it was really good. You feel to it, and there's a lot of just like, holy crap, like what just happened moments at the end of seasons and such.
Yeah, Ozark is just a super good show, and Jason Bateman I love him as the main character, and I agree with like the color grading in it. Evan knows a lot about color grading because with his videos, but the color grading is just like so dark, which I think just like kind of adds to like the eeriness of it. And there's a lot of cool like drone shots. It's not even filmed at Lake of the Ozark; it's filmed in like Atlanta, but still, cause it's just a great show. I think that's in my top 3. And then to round out mine, I said Stranger Things was in my top 3 earlier, but I'm going to backtrack on that one, and I'm going to say The Office, because that's just a classic. And
good choice.
Most people love The Office, and they got Michael Scott, Steve Carell, who's hilarious. You got Dwight Schrute, Jim Halpert, Pam. You got the whole bunch, and that is just that's an amazing show, and it's like hilarious rewatch, like whenever. Just put on an episode. So,
gosh, you guys are stealing all mine.
You can't. So I'm going to try to bring up ones that like, because The Office is definitely in my top. For me, it's hard because I have to rate mine by like serious shows and comedies. But The Office is always a good go-to. But speaking of comedies, one of my favorites, if I'm not going to say The Office, since you already mentioned it, is That 70s Show. One of the...
I've never seen it.
Okay. So funny. Has some of the best humor. The only thing that brings it down is they have like a live audience that does like laughing, which kind of throws it off. But the jokes in that show and the references me and my friends have, so many come from that show. And it's fun because you can compare a lot of the characters to people in your friend group and how they act. And so we always, we have certain people in our friend group that, we think are this person or that person. And so it's such a funny show. That's all I can.
I'd probably say, actually, like, I feel like it's unfair for me to say, like, put The Office in the top 3, because obviously, like, The Office is hilarious. And like, I've seen plenty of episodes, believe it or not. I've never watched it all the way through, but I see plenty of episodes when I'm hanging out with people or whatever. Like the first few episodes, and I know I'm really going to like it, and it'll probably end up being top 3, but I just feel like I can't put those shows top 3, so I haven't really like seen them all the way through yet. So
yeah,
but I do agree with those.
Ozarks.
Evan, what's
okay?
Your,
and
had,
since
Stranger
okay,
Things?
yeah. So since I haven't shows, and this next show, you guys all just destroy before. And of course, I mean, it's a lot of high school drama and a lot of poor route running from Spencer James, but All American was one of the more recent shows that I watched. And I know you guys weren't going to say it because you've watched a lot other better shows than I have. And I'm sure when it's all said and done, it will no longer be in my top 3 because there'll be way more or way superior shows to that. But I don't know. It's kind of interesting, I guess. I know Swift and I guess all 3 of you have said bad things about it, but I don't know if you've ever watched it. So yeah,
I can't get
No,
behind
I
it.
haven't, but
I can't.
it just looks corny.
it is
heck.
corny. And I mean, the acting's not
I feel
great.
like
They're like, again, it's like year-old high schoolers, and it's like you can't picture this person being a high schooler because they're literally 30 years old. So
Except like the 30-year-old high schooler thing kind of works for Outer Banks.
it does work for
which
Outer
is-
Banks, but also you have to remember, like some of the actors are like lower 20s, I'd say, except for Chase Stokes, who's like 20.
yeah, he's like 30.
Or just you got this kid that's trying to make it out and make it big time with football, and I don't know.
It's not even the
high school, and
football
they're-
aspect that's fun because
It's the drama.
because I mean, that's
the
our Jane
drama.
run routes. You want to see Keenan Allen run routes, like
Yeah.
like that's not what you come to watch. You come to just see, like, I don't know. I mean,
For me,
like I said, when it's all said and done, I probably
yeah.
agree. But I mean, let's be real here. I haven't seen Crab, so I'm too
And then
busy.
what rounds out your top 3?
Well, the third and I did feel
the third of 3.
so embarrassed saying this just because I haven't seen any
Outer
shows.
Banks,
Honestly,
Outer
I probably should. No, honestly, yeah, it is Outer Banks, but maybe I should just throw The Office in there, even though I haven't seen it all the way through. I mean, there's a lot of shows that deserve to go in there. Okay,
No, we
okay.
let's hear the
I'll say
Outer
Outer Banks. I'll say Outer Banks. I know you guys are like, oh wow, that's
Sarah
the
Cameron,
lamest shit
no,
I've ever heard.
No, but it's hilarious.
Okay.
No, it's hilarious.
Go
And I
ahead,
know
I
you
like
said
it.
the drop off in acting is horrible from Ozark. Yes, it is. But Charlie and I have discussed this. It's not about the acting, it's the
Oh, for
ridiculousness in the show and the raging hormones that make it what it is.
Oh yeah, I never
'Cause
I never said it's
there's
a
no
bad
way-
show.
There's no way John B is out driving an airplane. He's not falling off a 40-foot ledge and just breaking his arm. Like
Whoa,
the guy's
spoilers,
dead.
Spoilers.
Hey,
Whoa.
Hey,
We gotta put in
No, but
spoilers.
people have seen it.
If you-
Most people have seen it.
most people have seen it, and also
If you haven't seen it by now, what are you doing?
if you don't want a spoiler, then I guess I mean if you hear me say
We
Outer
also-
Banks, you'll know that I'm going to spoil it. So
yeah,
We also need to do we promised like a month ago an Outer Banks pod, but it's like been a minute. So I might need to even like give it a rewatch, even though that might be tough, but like because it's just like the show is just completely ridiculous, but it's also hilarious at the same time. Like it's just like a bunch of like teenagers that are like horny and want cocaine. So, and they're just like fighting each other, but they're also partying together.
I feel like Outer Banks, like even though I said it was bad acting compared to Ozark, it was actually like the show that I really liked and needed after Ozark, like more lighthearted. I just like the vibes
Yeah.
after like everything and all the craziness that went down in Ozark. I actually really enjoyed the change of vibes. It was definitely like a big change, and obviously I said like the acting was, a lot worse, but I liked it, just for the reasons that you said.
Yeah, speaking of just like lighthearted shows, I know this is supposed to be a Swift take episode, but just quickly, so like I've been watching The Sopranos and I'm on to season 6 now, but I had to take like a couple week break just because like the world was just like super sad and depressing, and
That show does not help.
with like, yeah, it's like the most intense show. It's like mafia and like the people killing each other. I'm just like, this is just like not good right now for what I want. So I had to switch it up to a comedy just to like lighten my spirits. So yeah, TV can do that.
Yeah, so I've got my show that I said, but I want to give you my second show. My second favorite series is The Blacklist.
I knew it.
And yeah,
Yep. Sam's a huge Blacklist.
That's
Yeah,
a good
so
one.
off the top, just 91% on Rotten Tomatoes. Everybody knows Rotten Tomatoes is hard critic. 8 out of 10 IMDb. Yeah, I don't know, just whatever. And then basically the show's about this international fugitive named Raymond Reddington, who basically turns himself in, and they kind of tries to get a deal with the FBI or whatever. in exchange for his immunity. And the condition that he gives is that he wants to work with one specific person, and he only talks to this specific person, which her name is Elizabeth Keene, it's her first day on the job when he turns himself in. So there's obviously like some weird connection going on between them from the start, and then it's just kind of about this force that goes and tries to find people on the black that Raymond Reddington holds, and it's really interesting show. I watched like the first 4 seasons, I think, and it's like 7 seasons now or something like that. And I thought it kind of got repetitive towards the end there, like once it hit into season 4, kind of season 3, and maybe, I don't know, but I stuck with it for a while, and I definitely think it's a watch for at least through like the first 3 seasons. It's fantastic. I mean, Raymond Reddington is probably the best actor I've watched on Netflix. Like, the guy plays his part so well. So
my buddies, I have not seen The Blacklist, but my buddy is a huge fan of that show and has recommended it to all of our friends. So that's definitely one I plan to watch in the future. I just get bored of watching TV shows sometimes, so I have to really be in the mood, and then I grind them.
Or just like rewatch Game of Thrones.
I've seen it 3 times now. I can't ever do that again.
I'm trying to watch it next. I got it after I finished Space Force, which is a meh right now. But James,
people said Space Force was meh,
Yeah.
which is kind of sad.
Well,
James Spader is the actor I was talking about who plays Raymond Reddington in the show, by the way. But keep going.
he's also Robert California,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yep.
so
So if you like that part, he's good.
I'll give out my last show, and I had a bunch in, which one I wanted to choose, and I didn't put mine in any specific order. Kind of think of ones that I really enjoyed. So the ones that came to mind were You. I was like, we need more seasons. Then I thought of Arrested Development, and I was like, oh, Arrested Development's super good, but not quite there. And then I saw Black Mirror. Black Mirror is fantastic, but still not quite there. But my favorite show on Netflix, like it runs close to my heart, is Dexter.
Whoa,
Big,
Ooh, creepy.
Never seen
I just
it.
think of
big Dexter.
Dexter.
I just think
Yeah.
of the plastic over the guy's face. That's all I
So,
remember seeing from that show.
For those of you that don't know what Dexter's about, I'm sure you do. It's about this guy named Dexter Morgan, and he's a forensics guy for the Miami PD, and he is a serial killer, but he kills other serial killers. So each season has a different theme, who the serial killer is and like how they kill people. And it's kind of one of those thriller TV shows where, as soon as the episode ends, you want to play the next one. The only bad thing about the show is it had a horrible ending. Like, it just did not end well. And season 3 was just terrible. But all the other seasons in between, super good. Keeps you on your toes. And it's just, there's not very many shows shot like it, because it's like him in his head a lot of the time, like talking to himself. And he's this very dark and creepy guy. But when he talks to people, he seems totally normal, but he's a serial killer. And it's just a really good show. I like it a lot. So
Here's what I'll do, guys. So there's a lot of wait time on TikTok and YouTube and Instagram. Maybe I'll change some of the 1 to 2 hours into a couple episodes here and there. We'll make an updated list, maybe right before we go to college, and then we can talk about it again for Epic's sake.
Yeah, and we can expand.
Sounds great.
We can expand outside of Netflix too, because I like talking about the HBO
Yeah,
shows.
we know you're
Oh,
near and dear to my heart.
we could
I guess some Disney Plus
Game of
shows.
Thrones.
Yeah, we could just do a full-on Game of Thrones pod. Except I kind of want to rewatch now,
That's such a
just
commitment.
because. Well, actually, I don't know if I can really do that because that's a huge commitment. But I might rewatch some of the classic episodes.
All
Red
right,
Wedding.
guys.
50, 60 hours of filming or editing's coming up, so don't know how much Netflix I'll even be watching.
Is there anyone that hasn't finished yet with their shows, or should we
Finished.
wrap it up?
I got more.
Okay,
So
let's hear it.
backlist is what I got. I was gonna say Stranger Things, and I said said, and Outer Banks said, because I mean I haven't watched too much Netflix. I actually started in quarantine, really, what I've been doing. And then the next one that I enjoyed for a while, Netflix, which I watched probably 3-4 seasons of that, just like. So like I wouldn't really count that as a Netflix show for me personally, even though it is a Netflix, but I didn't watch it on Netflix, but I enjoyed that. So for all that, I'm just gonna kind of go to a funny one, just kind of for the sake of content. Cheer. Cheer is a fantastic show. You would not even.
Wait, hold on.
So if
Is that like the documentary show?
yeah.
It's
I mean, I
a
respect
documentary
it.
about cheer. It's actually good. It's
Wait,
actually good.
like the cheerleading show.
Like competitive.
Yeah. Yep. Competitive cheerleading. It's actually good.
We
Hey,
might have
one
to have a
thing I'll
debate
say,
central
I wouldn't
episode
say-
about if it's a sport or not.
I was just about to say that actually. It opened my eyes a little bit. Like I got respect for it. I don't think cheerleading at like football events
Like
necessarily.
pom-poms
Like
type
pom
shit.
poms. Yeah, that I'm
Yeah,
not sure
no.
if I consider that a sport, but
No, it's
competitive
not.
cheer is a
an
lot
activity.
different. They go through a lot of like broken bones. Like they go through a lot of stuff, a lot of torn whatever. So honestly, respect to them for that.
Totally not worth it, but I guess you do you. I would not break my bone for that.
Yeah, so this
Yeah.
the show's
Go
more
ahead.
of a documentary, so it's a little different. But like some of the stuff they're doing, it's absolutely ridiculous. Just like you see the process and like, holy crap, they were just beat themselves to death on this, and they got some good kind of heart, throbbing story or heart tugging, whatever. I don't know, whatever, pulling your strings in your heart, basically, with some sad stories with going into some of the people that are on the cheer team at Navarro College is what it's about, but. I think it's definitely interesting. Like I never would even have thought of that, or looked at cheer and imagine what the type of things they went through and to get to the point. So I thought it was interesting.
Well, we can wrap this up.
We can wrap it up here.
I will say next
Yep.
time we do this, I will hopefully have finished Ozarks. I've been putting that off long, but everyone talks about it, and I need to finish it. I'm on like early part of season 2, so hopefully next time we do a show like this, I can have a little bit of a take on that.
Sweet.
Sure.
Every time I have, I should probably be able to finish it in like 2 to 3. Yeah, that's procrastination right there too. So
Yeah. Episode kind of went a little long, but some good content in there. I'm sure people will enjoy. So
Yeah. All right.
Thanks.
all right,
everyone.
sounds good. Until
See you
next
guys.
time.
Thanks for listening. Peace.